Velvet Buzzsaw is a stab at the art world from the creative team that brought you Nightcrawler. Throughout this video, I'll be discussing everything that you need to know about the movie and its ending. This picture perfect brush with death breakdown will contain spoilers, so if you don't want to know anything about the movie, then I highly suggest that you turn off now. But for everyone else, I'm Definition and welcome to the channel where I watch it so you don't have to. After an outstanding animated intro, we follow Morf Vanderwalt, an art critic with a taste for pieces as snazzy as his name. He is fascinated by an interactive item called the Sphere that attempts to touch upon the sense of desire, fear, sex, and more, tapping into the onlooker's psyche in certain ways that showcases their true inner self. This ties into the overall narrative of the film, in which the majority of the pieces eventually end up attacking those from the art world in ironic ways that showcase the darkest parts of themselves. In the film, the art world is described as a safari that is just open to find the next thing and eat it, and this definitely reflects in the works that end up hunting down those that become attached to the pieces. Anyway, after the girl that Morf is having an affair with, Josephina, who is on the rebound from her cheating ex, discovers her neighbour has committed suicide. The outstanding pieces that are discovered within his apartment really set the art world on fire in more ways than one. The work of artists normally goes up in value after their death, as was the case with Van Gogh, and Josephina's neighbour, Bertolt Dies, is no different. The artist literally put his blood, sweat and tears into the pieces, and in his death he ends up haunting them. Bertolt was abused as a child and tried to burn his family in their home due to this. This of course is mirrored in the work that he attempted to burn before his death, and showcases that he was trying to rid the world of pure evil. Throughout the film, Bertolt's ghost tries to burn his work at every opportunity, but this is foiled several times. His work finds the appreciation that he never got in life and is put on display for the world to see. Josephina, fearing for her job and future in the art industry, decides to greedily claim the artist as her client and says it is merely something that she found in the dumpster. Through the desire to showcase the work, greed and pressure from her peers, they go on display. After this, the deaths come thick and fast. A staff member who is accused of groping women is grabbed by a bunch of ravenous monkeys, a snobby art agent is hanged much in the same way he hangs his pieces, and a woman who wants to strong-arm art galleries into displaying her pieces gets hers, well, cut off. Hilariously, the last death is so ambiguous that many think it is part of the collection. In addition to this, Morf is put into a room where he begins to criticize himself, and this causes him to break down. It becomes clear that something is out to get the art curators that now goes far beyond the work of Dies. Morf attempts to write a piece that exposes this, however, Josephina and her boss Redora preempt this and sell as much Dies as they can before the bad word gets out. Morf releases the article, and this puts him into conflict with Josephina, but that doesn't stop the work from hunting down those who attempted to profit from it. From Redora's assistant Coco, Morf learns that Redora has been getting advanced warnings on his positive reviews before they are printed, so that she can buy the work before its release and sell it at a higher price. In the meantime, Josephina is blocked from returning home by a car and goes to wait in the gallery, where we discover that Morf is attempting to get rid of the work. Morf is killed by a mechanical robot on crutches, and Josephina is swarmed by paint, leaking into her eyeballs, veins and more, before she is permanently imprisoned in a graffiti piece that means she will always be with her recently departed lover. Redora, preemptive as always, attempts to get rid of the pieces before they can get her. However, it is too little too late, and the titular Velvet Buzzsaw tattoo on her neck spins up, killing her in the process. In the end, we see Dies' work being sold to the masses on street corners by the homeless, which of course ties into the homeless exhibit from earlier in the film. Ultimately, there is a lot to take from this. Those that attempted to profit from Dies' death ended up facing horrific ones themselves, and this is as much a story about materialism as it is a horror. The things you own ultimately end up owning you, and what you put into the world will always come back to haunt you in more ways than one. We see John Malkovich's character gleefully drawing circles in the sand at the end because he believed that art was for expression and not profit. Similar to this, Josephina's final boyfriend felt this, and neither were affected by the paintings. All those who ended up dead were trying to profit from the work rather than allow it to be seen so we can imagine that the pieces at the end will not go on to kill their owners. To me, this is confirmed by the sunset which is shown and is clearly a lot more of a happier piece from Dees, perhaps symbolising that his work is now transformed into beauty instead of death and despair. Overall, I did have a lot of fun with the film, and it really hammered home to me that art should be for everyone rather than those who deem it their property. Of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts on Velvet Buzzsaw and what you took from its ending. If you enjoyed this video, then please like it and make sure you check out my non-spoiler review on the film, which will be linked at the end. This is a channel for people who are heavy into horror, so if that's the kind of thing you like, hit subscribe. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this. I've been Definition, you've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.